Kavya stood at the door of the study room, watching Arjun sitting on the chair, resting his head over his fingers with closed eyes. Kavya knocked on the door. Arjun looked up at her. May I come in, sir? She asked. Arjun nodded, telling her to come in. He told her to be seated on the other chair. Both were silent for a moment. Kavya knew that Arjun wasn't satisfied with the progress of his new story as he wasn't able to write up to his expectations. He was frustrated. I'm not able to concentrate, Kavya, he said, shaking his head. I don't know why. Tell me, what should I do? Arjun seemed restless and very disappointed in himself. Sir, this is no problem. It happens with everyone. You just need a break, maybe. Take rest for a day or two and then start afresh, suggested Kavya. She was anyways not interested in the story. She wanted to work on the Ishan Arya story. She thought this was the best chance to bring Arjun back to the incomplete work of his. She decided to give it a try. You can read some previous work of yours, she said. She hesitantly continued, or probably the incomplete work of yours? Arjun threw a glance at her and she paused. It would give you new ideas. She covered up. And maybe you would feel like continuing Arya's story, she murmured. What did you say? Asked Arjun. Nothing, said Kavya with a fake smile. Arjun knew exactly what she wanted, but he decided to ignore her. He agreed with the idea of taking a break for a couple of days though. That would surely refresh him. I think you're right, Kavya, he said. Kavya's face glowed and she couldn't hide her excitement. She couldn't believe that Arjun decided to continue on the Ishan Arya story. But to her disappointment, Arjun said, I need a break. Kavya's excitement faded away. He was talking about taking a break and not about continuing the story. Arjun looked at Kavya. Thank you, he said, smiling. Kavya too tried to smile with a sad face. It would be great to go out and explore this hill station. What do you say? Said Arjun in excitement. Kavya just nodded. Just then they heard Kaveri Mosi calling out for Kavya. Kavya excused herself. While going, Kavya purposely left those pages of the story she was carrying on the chair so that Arjun would see them and read them and feel like going ahead with the story. Arjun noticed that and he sighed, shaking his head. This girl will never give up on the story, he thought, looking at those pages. The dinner was arranged. Everyone was waiting for Arjun to come. After waiting for some time, Kaveri Mosi went to call him. Kavya and Ramu Kaka occupied their places. Kaveri Mosi returned with Arjun. Kavya saw Arjun carrying those pages as he came into the dining room. She was waiting for him to declare that he would continue with the story. But her excitement was washed away when he kept those papers on the table, saying, You left these papers in the study. Ignoring those papers, he began eating. Oh, is it? Said Kavya, pretending that she didn't remember. I had totally forgotten. You found them. Arjun didn't reply. He just ate silently. Kavya was thinking how to convince Arjun to continue the story. And then an idea struck her mind. Arjun missed a beat seeing that smile on her face. Oh God, what is she going to do now? He thought. Kavya took those papers in hand and said, Kaveri Mosi, have you read this story of Arjun sir? She asked, showing those papers to Kaveri Mosi. I don't remember seeing these pages, said Kaveri Mosi, trying to recall. Which story is this, Arjun? Arjun was about to speak, but Kavya cut in, saying, "Don't ask him, Kaveri Mosi. Ask me. I will tell you the story," said Kavya, glancing at the irritated face of Arjun. She smiled and continued, "Kaveri Mosi, Ramu Kaka, this is a very beautiful story of two people, Ishan and Arya." Arjun tried to stop Kavya, but he couldn't. And Kavya began narrating the story with all expressions and emotions, making it all the more interesting. Kaveri Mosi and Ramu Kaka were engrossed into the story. Kavya was narrating the story in such a realistic way, feeling every word she said, that even Arjun couldn't believe it was the same story he had written. He too was lost in listening to his own story. Rather, he was lost in staring at Kavya. Her sweet voice, her expressive hazel eyes, her actions, her beautiful face, and her silky hair falling over her shoulders. He just couldn't take his eyes off her. The narration was over. Kaveri Mosi and Ramu Kaka wanted to hear more. "See," said Kavya, looking at Arjun, "even they want more of the story." Arjun was lost in looking at her. "Sir, I'm talking to you. Please don't pretend to ignore my words," pleaded Kavya. Little did she know that Arjun wasn't pretending at the moment. But Kaveri Mosi didn't fail to notice that. "Kaveri Mosi, you please tell Arjun sir to complete this story. Please," said Kavya in the cutest voice. Kaveri Mosi looked at Arjun, who was engrossed in his own thoughts. "Arjun, I agree with Kavya," said Kaveri Mosi. Arjun didn't seem to hear anything. "Arjun," said Kaveri Mosi, nudging him. Arjun came out of his thoughts. "You said something, Kaveri Mosi?" he asked. "Yes," Kaveri Mosi replied. "I agree with Kavya. You should continue the story. Right, Ramu?" Ramu Kaka nodded in agreement. Arjun threw an angry glance at Kavya and went to his room. Aman asked for Kavya's Mumbai residence from the company she was working for. He went to the location. It was an apartment with 11 floors, 6 flats per floor. As per the address he had got from the company, Kavya used to stay on the second floor, so he went to the second floor by lift. Kavya's flat number was 205. Aman rang the doorbell. An old lady opened the door. Aman asked her whether she knew anything about Kavya Mehra, who stayed there a couple of years ago. But the old lady said she had no idea about any girl named Kavya. She told Aman to ask the chairman, who stayed in flat number 201. Aman thanked the old lady and rang the doorbell of 201. Mrs. Joshi opened the door. "Hello ma'am, I'm Aman. Actually, I wanted to know about Miss Kavya Mehra who..." Before Aman could complete the sentence, Mrs. Joshi yelled at him, "Don't even take the name of that evil girl here. And don't you dare come here again. This girl will take our lives one day." And she banged the door on Aman's face. Aman couldn't understand anything. He was surprised at such a reaction from the woman. He returned to his hotel room and called Arjun to tell him what happened. Arjun was surprised too. He couldn't stop thinking about the woman's words. "Don't even take the name of that evil girl here. This girl will take our lives one day." Why was the lady so enraged by just the name of Kavya? Kavya seemed such a nice girl who would never even think of hurting anyone. Then why did Mrs. Joshi call Kavya evil? And what did she mean when she said, "This girl will take our lives one day"? Now Arjun was desperate to know more about Kavya. He asked Aman to stay in Mumbai for some more days and try to find more about Kavya. Arjun went to the balcony of his room. He couldn't stop thinking about Kavya. What was hidden in her past? He breathed in the cool air. He could hear the rustle of trees and the sound of insects. The night was quiet. Just then, he heard the door of Kavya's balcony open. He quickly switched off the light of his room so that Kavya didn't notice him standing in the balcony. He just observed Kavya very keenly. Kavya stood in the balcony, placing her hands on the railing. She didn't seem to be in a great mood. He couldn't see clearly, but it seemed as if she was wiping her tears. Was she crying? Arjun silently watched her actions. Was she sobbing? He couldn't make out, but something was wrong. And then he heard her say these lines. जब मेरा कोई कसूर ही नहीं है, तो क्यों मैं शर्मिंदा हूं? सांसें तो ले रही हूं हर पल, लेकिन क्या मैं वास्तव में जिंदा हूं? Meaning, when I am not at fault, feeling guilty, why should I strive? Though I am breathing every moment, am I really alive? Kavya sat down, resting her back on the railing. Arjun could feel Kavya's pain. She always showed herself happy, but the truth always came out when she was alone. Arjun understood that Kavya didn't want to share her pain with the world. Why did Mrs. Joshi say that Kavya was evil? Maybe Kavya was held responsible for something very wrong that she never did? Arjun couldn't stop thinking. He thought that Kavya needed a break more than him. He wanted to speak to her, make her feel comfortable. But that was not possible at this moment at least. He switched on the lights to make Kavya know that he was in the balcony. Kavya quickly stood up and made sure her face looked normal. Arjun showed as if he had entered into the balcony just then. He looked at Kavya, pretending to be surprised. "You're still awake?" he asked. "You too haven't slept yet," replied Kavya. "Well, the reasons for our not sleeping are surely not the same," said Arjun. Kavya remained silent. Arjun smiled and said, "I was wondering if you would accompany me tomorrow. We will spend some time with nature. I need a break and I would be glad if you come along. I'm sure you'll like this place." Kavya was surprised at the invitation. She didn't know what to say, but then she made up her mind and said, "Thank you, sir, but I would be fine staying back." Arjun knew she would deny. He somehow wanted to make her come along. "Why? Won't you like my company? Or don't you wish to see Panchgani?" "Oh, I see. You don't trust me, is it?" he said, acting to be hurt. "Oh no, nothing as you say, sir," said Kavya innocently. Arjun was happy. "Good," he said. "Be ready by 7 a.m. tomorrow." Before Kavya could say anything, Arjun went into his room and closed the door of the balcony. Kavya too came into her room, wondering whether she should go with Arjun or stay at home. Arjun was happy that he compelled Kavya to come with him. Both went to sleep, wondering what the next day would bring for them.